What's up, baseball fans? So there is some news regarding the contract talks between Major League Baseball and the Players Association. But before I get started, I wanted to share a thank you to the YouTube channel Graph King. He sent me this awesome Doosan Bears jersey. What he does on his channel is he's sharing a lot of Americans' takes on the Korean Baseball League. And so he's been sharing some of my videos to people out there in South Korea and also a few other channels as well. I'll link his channel down below. Because he does post some other guys' thoughts on the KBO. So again, thank you so much for sending me this jersey. Awesome gesture. Thank you. But as for the news, Ken Rosenthal and Evan Drellich of The Athletic, along with Jeff Passan of ESPN, are reporting that the Players Association are ready to make a counteroffer to Major League Baseball for the contract talks by the end of the week. In case you missed it, the Players Association and the owners met the other day, and the owners offered a sliding pay scale to the Players Association in which the highest paid players would take the biggest pay cuts and the smallest paid players would take the least pay cuts. So in my video yesterday, I said this was a garbage proposal from the owners. Granted, in negotiations, the first offer is usually the worst. However, this was just a really bad offer. To offer your most marketable players like Mike Trout, who's the best player in the world, and Bryce Harper to take the biggest pay cuts, I think that's just silly in my opinion. Why would you want those guys to take the biggest pay cuts? To me, you want to keep those guys the happiest, especially someone like Mike Trout, who's the best player, and Garrett Cole. They both have kids coming along the way, and they've talked about this, and they're already a little iffy about playing this year in general. So the players didn't like the offer so much that guys like Marcus Stroman and Jack Flaherty took to Twitter and completely voiced their displeasure. However, one of the top guys in the league, Max Scherzer, took to Twitter last night and voiced his displeasure as well. He wrote, "After discussing the latest developments with the rest of the players, there's no reason to engage with Major League Baseball in any further compensation reductions. We have previously negotiated a pay cut in the version of prorated salaries, and there's no justification to accept a second pay cut based upon the current information the union has received. I'm glad to hear other players voicing the same viewpoint and believe Major League Baseball's economic strategy would completely change if all documentation were to become public information." The first key point here is that he states that no players should be taking any additional pay cuts. I agree with this. The players in Major League Baseball are the best in the world at what they do. They don't need to be taking any more pay cuts. If anything, you want to be paying these players because they're what drive the revenue machine in Major League Baseball. If anything, I could see maybe an additional slight pay cut to make up for the lost ticket sales, but you can't be offering your top guys to take an 80% pay cut for the entire year. And for half a season, those top guys would be taking more than a 50% pay cut. So if Nolan Arenado was making $17.7 million, his pay would go down to under $8 million. That's crazy. You can't be offering that much of a pay cut. Another point he makes here is that he's glad to see the players are speaking out. I agree, the players should have a voice. I'm a teacher. We have our own union. The teachers are very outspoken about their contracts and they're very outspoken about their work environment. So to see the players do this as well, I think that's really good on them. But to see him speak out in a thoughtful and civil way compared to someone like Blake Snell who says, "I gotta get mine" while playing video games on a live stream, I mean, that's just a little more fulfilling to me. But the biggest point to me that Max Scherzer makes here is that Major League Baseball should be providing more of this information and more of the documentation. Now, I'm not sure what the Players Association have got in regards to information on the economics with this whole thing, but it sounds like maybe they're not receiving that much if he's saying this. And to me, if Major League Baseball wants the players to take this much of a pay cut, I think they should make this information public. They're already leaking a lot of information out to the media anyway, but if you really need the players to take this much of a pay cut, share it with the public. Break it down for the union more. It sounds like the union's not getting enough information anyway, so make this public. I don't know, that to me, if you're in that bad a shape, then I think you should tell the people exactly where you're losing money, and I think you should break this down. Prove it. If you really are in that bad a shape, prove it to the public. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.